Artifacts in a museum are behind glass, intangible. While we say that they are priceless, at first glance, not all artifacts seem like they have any value. Take this small tin wallet. It doesn't look like much, but for Joseph Trammell, a free African American living in antebellum Virginia, holding onto this wallet was a matter of life and death because it protected his freedom papers.
An African American found without freedom papers is automatically presumed to be a slave. The presumption operates based on skin tone. It's not based on what kind of claim you make. You say, I'm free. Well, the presumption based on race is you're not free, you're unfree until proven otherwise. The freedom papers are essential to proving otherwise.
Trammell received his papers from the Loudoun County Courthouse and had to carry them on his person at all times. He and the estimated 50,000 other free African Americans like him in Virginia had to carry their freedom papers and present them to white-run surveillance groups called slave patrols.
Their purpose in operation was to provide social control, to control the streets, the roads where African Americans traveled. They're trying to prevent runaways. They're trying to prevent individuals from going where they're not supposed to. So their goal is very much to keep African Americans contained and confined. There are plenty of reasons why an individual who had freedom papers might not want to leave. One of the biggest reasons would obviously be family ties. Another one is fear of the unknown. It's a familiarity of place where one has been born, raised, where one's parents maybe have been buried. All of those things would be lost if one moved to a faraway place with a different climate where you know nobody. It's not good enough for him to be a known individual in that community. He has to have proof. And that proof can be taken away from him at any time. All that has to happen is for him to be somebody to spike his drink or hit him over the head, burn the papers, put a rope around his hands, and the next thing he knows, he's in a slave coffle headed to the Deep South, where nobody knows who he is. Papers are effectively an insurance policy, but they're a very fragile kind of insurance policy.
After Joseph Trammell passed away, his freedom papers and wallet were passed down through his family, who eventually donated them to the museum. This is Mildred Nichols, Joseph Trammell's great-great-great-granddaughter.
It just stayed in a drawer, and that for years upon years, nobody ever opened that drawer to even look at it, is what I surmise. There are other freedom papers, but the box, we always called it just the box. The museum calls it a wallet. They call that box a wallet because that's the only one that anybody has ever come across.
Mildred Nichols' sister, Elaine Thompson, donated the wallet to the museum.
Clearly the papers were treasured, but they weren't things that were brought out frequently or never, to my knowledge, as a child. They certainly weren't brought out. But with Elaine, everything changed. She wanted to be sure that people knew about Joseph Trammell.
A local Loudoun County historian, Elaine was an NAACP activist and active member of her community.
Elaine is the heroine of the story here.
After donating her ancestor's wallet to the museum, Elaine's health deteriorated.
She was literally just getting transfusions to keep her alive so that she could be at the opening of the museum and the gala and the dinner, and she was so thrilled to be there and to have her photo taken with famous people. She died in October. She felt that in telling other people's stories, that her story too would be told. There are other families that have real histories, so we're not the only ones, but we were fortunate to have a singular document that was museum worthy.
Due to the dedication of his descendants, Joseph Trammell's story lives on with the thousands of museum visitors that come to see his wallet every day.